Good morning. Welcome to the midweek edition of your favorite program on television, Inside Nigeria. My name is Winifred Weber, and I'm your host on today's edition. We have an array of newspapers on our menu for review, talking about leadership. Yes, Nigeria's most influential newspaper, The Punch, Vanguard, The Nation, THISDAY, Daily Sun, The Guardian. All these for review on this segment of the show. And of course, as usual on the program, we like to flag off with Nigeria's most influential leadership. Leadership says service chiefs passing the buck over rising insecurity. Service chiefs passing the buck over rising insecurity. Accuse political class, judiciary of not doing enough. Say they just set suspects free. We are ready to join military in fighting terrorists, says police. I'll take that leading story once again. Service chiefs passing the buck over rising insecurity. Accuse political class, judiciary of not doing enough. Say they just set suspects free, in quote. We are ready to join military in fighting terrorists, police. By the side of that leading story, we have Wike orders review of land swap policy. We are open for alliance with PDP, Labour Party, APC, says NNPP. Federal government targets $10 billion local ship charter market. E-payment platform collapse hampers filing of cases in Lagos courts. And on the business deck, we have non-payment of service fees. Federal government revokes 1,633 mining licenses. Above the masthead of leadership, RP court affirms Fintri as the Adamawa governor. Musawa unveils creative economy plans, assures 10% GDP contribution. The story continues on page 22 of leadership. And Nat Musawa used to be a guest columnist with Leadership newspaper, and now she's the Minister of the Creative Industry. From that, we move to the page 3 of leadership, where we have our stand. Our stand is the editorial of the paper. Our stand today is on the justices we need. The justices we need. Find out the justices Nigeria needs as you log on to the website of leadership for more. And just before we take a leave from leadership, we move to the back page of the paper. Guest column with Andrew A. Rakume. Nigeria's economy between reality and illusions of false narratives. So from this back column, continuation of headline stories, inside stories, log on to the website of leadership, www.leadership.ng. From leadership, we move to the next paper, actually our topic for today's Inside Nigeria, and that is on the Punch of today, November 22, 2023. Punch headline story says, state spent 1.7 trillion naira on trips, meals, orders, borrowed 988 billion naira. State spent 1.7 trillion naira on trips, meals, orders, borrowed 988 billion naira. States borrow 988.48 billion naira from banks, orders in 9 months. Governors get over 87 billion naira for security votes. Ondo denies 7.3 billion naira diversion. Beneath that headline story, we have pictures of students, pupils actually under the sheds learning, and is a LEA, that is Local Education Authority Primary School, Bagusa in Abuja. And this leading story for that says, Ghetto in Paradise. Abuja pupils learn in sheds, endure Dom's order. $35 billion needed to execute concrete road projects, says Umahi. $35 billion needed to execute concrete road projects. Umahi, Minister of Works and Housing. Displaced Basa Idijin seek Tinubu's intervention. Electoral offense, Ebonyi tops list, INEC enlists 191 prosecutors. We move to the stories above the masthead. Federal government revokes 1,633 mining licenses. vows to sanitize sector. Nigeria, Germany signed $500 million renewable energy gas deals. Insecurity, military blames forest, demands special court for terrorists. That's the last story on headline of the Punch today, November 22, 2023. For more on these inside stories, the editorial, log on to the website of the Punch, www.punchng.com. From Punch, we move to Vanguard. Vanguard's leading story says why insecurity is not going away yet, service chiefs. Why insecurity is not going away yet, service chiefs. And of course, we have quite a handful of riders underneath that leading story. Warders assisting imprisoned Boko Haram insurgents to operate, CDS. Says armed forces underfunded. Arts. Finnish government protecting Simon Ekpa. Alleges Ekpa sabotaging security agencies' efforts in Southeast. Cost of aviation fuel, introduction of surcharges affecting NAV operations, Air Chief. I met battered police force, IGP. Laments police personnel grossly inadequate. Insecurity will soon be over, Defense Minister. Security, welfare of people, primary purpose of government, Speaker Abbas. Declare national emergency on kidnappings, Kuriwa target urges Tinubu. And of course, underneath that, we have a Pretoria crowd welcomes Kano Governor. Mammoth crowd welcomes Governor Abba Yusuf of Kano State after their appeal court judgment recently. And beneath that, we have Rivers crisis. Two factional assembly lawmakers hold separate sittings. As Governor, FCTA officials gave me fake C of O, Wike. As Governor, FCTA officials gave me fake C of O, Wike. That is FCT Minister. Senate in the Rowdy session over leadership positions. Federal government revokes 1,633 solid minerals titles. And for sports, we have 2026 WCO Q. The Wonderland Hand Super Eagles Lifeline beat South Africa 2-0. We move to the ones above the masthead. Nigeria's rig count drops 13% as oil output rises to 1.4 billion barrel per day. Brutally frank, Nigeria doomed without restructuring federalism. Clark, Adebanjo, Asiodu, Anya, Akinyemi, Utomi, others. Overturning Kano Zamfara Plateau voters' decision in court unacceptable, Obasanjo. Nigeria, Germany signed $500 million renewable energy gas deals. The story continues on page 8 of Vanguard. These are headline stories on today, Wednesday, November 22, 2023. For more on these headline stories, inside stories, editorial, and back page, log on to the website of Vanguard. From Vanguard, we move swiftly to THISDAY. THISDAY has similar story on its cover. And of course, the story says CDS, that is Chief of Defense Staff, Boko Haram terrorists planned attacks from prison with warders' connivance. CDS, Boko Haram terrorists planned attacks from prison with warders' connivance. Says 73 unmanned forests taken over by bandits. Calls for extradition of Simon Ekpa. Rising cost of aviation fuel hindering war against terrorism, declares Chief of Air Staff. We are operating in difficult environment, IG laments. Afenifere urges Tinubu to issue executive order for creation of multi-level police. That's the headline story on this day. And above that, we have Tinubu with stable polity, foreign investments in Nigeria now secure. With stable polity, foreign investments in Nigeria now secure. Says he was voted president because of his reform agenda. Pledges to build, sustain stronger Nigeria-Germany relations. $500 million renewable energy, gas export part signed. The story continues on page 12 of THISDAY. Falana, contrary to misconception, appeal court upheld Kano governor's election. Falana, contrary to misconception, appeal court upheld Kano governor's election. The story continues on page 36 of THISDAY. NUPRC warns against plans to frustrate glassware commercialization program. Means producers to resolve issues with awardees. Obi, our courts are now courts of favor, procurement, not justice. The story is on page 33 of this day. For continuation of these headline stories, inside stories, the editorial on this day today, Wednesday, November 22, 2023. Log on to their website, www.thisdaylive.com. From This Day Live, Daily Sun is next on our menu. Of course, Daily Sun leads with Ohanaeze Afenifere Middle Belt Forum press for state police. Ohanaeze Afenifere Middle Belt Forum press for state police. Asks Tinubu to devolve police to state, local government levels to fix a security. It can't work unless constitution is amended. ACF is long overdue. INC. Buriwa calls for state of emergency on kidnapping. These are the leading story on Daily Sun today. And of course, beneath that, we have President Bola Tinubu with German energy investors at the G20 conference in Berlin, Germany. Insecurity, judiciary not helping terror war, military. Insecurity, judiciary not helping terror war, military. CDS accuses judges of endangering soldiers' lives. That is the second headline story on Daily Sun today, Wednesday. Nigeria, Germany signed $500 million deal on renewable energy. The story continues on page 25 of Daily Sun. Beside that, we have Nigerian elections, product of manipulation, cancer destroying democracy. Nigerian elections, product of manipulation, cancer destroying democracy. Troops kill 7 bandits, arrest 33, recover arms, ammunition in Plateau, cardinal rates. Nigeria targets $10 billion revenue through national shipping line annually. New twist in Plateau as Speaker Deputy resign. Mining, federal government to revoke 1,633 mineral titles. FCT minister says mid-2024 for completion of abandoned VP's residence. And with that, we move to the last story just beside the masthead on Daily Sun, lead headline story today. Upright in Senate over appointment of minority leadership. The story continues on page 28 of Daily Sun. For more on this, log on to the website of Daily Sun, www.sunnynewsonline.com. From Daily Sun, we move to The Nation. The Nation says government asks Supreme Court to extend old Naira notes lifespan. Government asks Supreme Court to extend old Naira notes lifespan. Nation risks return to currency squeeze crisis. Apex Court faces November 30 for hearing. Security are challenges by service chiefs IG. Police motivated, neglected. Finland frustrating plan to repatriate IPOB chair. Federal government needs $35 billion for 30-kilometer concrete road. Wike have saved 110 billion naira for FCT. Kudos to the FCT minister. Nigerian companies signed $500 million power gas projects with German firms. The story continues on page 28 of The Nation. And above the pictorial, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu addressing participants at the German-Nigerian Business Forum in Berlin yesterday. And above that, federal government targets $10 billion ship charter market. Plateau Assembly Speaker quits. 5,000 kilometers of pipelines vandalized. Kyari laments. 1,633 mining operators forfeit licenses. Alake go stop. Factionalized reverse lawmakers in separate sittings. Senate okays minority leadership in rowdy session. Story continues on page 2 of The Nation. For continuation of these headline stories, inside stories, the editorial and back page, log on to the website of The Nation. From The Nation, we move to the last paper we have on our menu for review this Wednesday, and that is The Guardian. Guardian's leading story states amid heavy dockets, electoral cases overwhelm judges. justice system. Amid heavy dockets, electoral cases overwhelm justice system. And of course, as usual, we have graphic illustration beneath the leading story. Let's take them one by one. 346 judges drawn from various courts for electoral duties. 10 out of 21 Apex Court justices saddled with 6,884 cases. Judiciary constitutes 98 panels for 1,209 election petitions. Fastest case from High Court to Supreme Court may take average of 30 years. This is the illustration beneath the headline story. Amid heavy dockets, electoral cases overwhelm justice system. Beside that, we have Rivers Assembly crisis persists as factions hold separate meetings. Confusion as Appeal Court certified judgment opposed Governor Abba Yusuf's election. APC warned of democratic cancer as NNPP backs Atiku on merger. Adebanjo, Clark, Anya, others tax Tinubu on implementation of 2014 confab report. That is on news page 3. Denying Kano, Zamfara, Plateau voters their mandates unacceptable, Obasanjo warns. Lagos State government says procurement of 440 million SUVs, others in tandem with economic realities. Judge warns public against dropping charms in Lagos courtroom. This story is on Metro page 9 of The Guardian today. And with that, we've come to the end of today's Inside Nigeria, reaching you on Leadership Television. My name is Winifred Ogbevo, your host on the program. Well, don't forget, same time, same station is another day. So do keep a date with us until I come your way again. Bye.